pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
These proceedings are being recorded for the sole purpose of constituting the accuracy of written minutes. Tapes are reused, eliminated, recorded records of these proceedings. Are there any guests here? There being none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting held November 16th, 2022.
Motion approved.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. There were no executive sessions held. Reports of the committees. Maintenance report.
Sykes Brothers was in for their monthly service. John's Controls was in for their yearly inspection and preventive maintenance of the fire pump. They recommended to start looking into updating the control panel for the fire pump due to its age, because parts will be tough to get moving forward. A&W Plumbing was in the jet kitchen drain line. Allstate was in to pump out the grinder pit. Train was in to work on rooftop unit number 3 for controls issue. And KFS was in to work on a panel issue. We had a problem with the doors.
I just do have two questions on it. And the drain that was cleaned out, was that the same drain the second time? Because wasn't that cleaned out last month also?
There was a different drain,
Okay.
a different part of that same drain, yes.
Okay. And the RTU, last
Rooftop
month,
unit, yes.
the last month it was number 4.
Well,
Was there
I don't know if
work
it
done on
was last month
that?
or the month before, number 4 had stopped working, they came in
And
then they had changed a control issue and when he couldn't get it running the gas valve, which luckily I had one of those in stock for that unit. This one's.
And my question is only, do we have like a regular plan that we're changing things and, you know, if something has to be, you know, are these units, some of them that old, that parts should be replaced now? You know what I mean, instead of letting them go till they break.
We believe we have a schedule, I mean, we have a contract with Train, they come in every 3 months. They do
Okay.
preventive maintenance on it, so hopefully they
Okay.
can find something before it doesn't work, but
Yeah.
that doesn't always happen.
Yeah, and that's what I said, like some of these contracts, I think we got maintenance contracts, and are they actually looking at the units, I mean, to what's here, I mean, like even like with our elevator here, it was buzzing for a year, and then all of a sudden went that we couldn't use it, so there had to be a problem for a year. So are we actually getting our bang for the buck on when they come in and analyze all these units? I mean, I think, you know, I'll get in contact with them and say, hey, give us a report every month on what is here. Not that it comes up and it's the same issue.
I can forward you the report each quarterly when they
Okay.
come and inspect it.
Okay,
Now, like you said there again, though, just because he has it written down in his report that he did this, this, and this, and this to the unit, if I'm not up there to watch him to do that.
yeah.
I mean, I usually go up, periodically to check up on the guy, make sure he didn't, fall or hurt himself or need anything while he's here, but I usually don't stay up all day with the guy.
Okay. And we do have some issues, we had talked about it at our
Yes.
safety meeting yesterday. Do we want to bring that up now or bring it up under new business? And, I mean, I think it's something that's old, the container that's up there, I think everybody's been complaining about it. I think it's time to get something done with it, get it out of there.
We could address it here.
Yeah, I think we have to, like, give either the warden or Ronnie the direction and say, get rid of it.
Now, with, sort of on the same subject, we talked about like some of the scrap metal, some of the washers and dryers and stuff that are there.
Yeah.
It was suggested I call Harry's, you pull it, I called them up, they do not come and take scrap metal.
Okay.
But I did get a hold of a place down in like the Schnecksel area called Buckman's Iron and Metal.
Okay.
And from what I explained to him of all the different types we have, he said more than likely they would come up, take it all. They probably wouldn't pay us for any of it, but we probably wouldn't get a charge.
Okay.
So at least we'd be getting rid of everything in one shot.
So when we talked about this yesterday, it was the trailer, it was all of the other scrap metal, there was trees, wasn't just one thing.
Well, this would take care of just like all the scrap metal and everything that's on the dock and at least get that portion taken care of.
So for me, what I had brought up yesterday, what I thought would be helpful is let Rodney do the research and submit a plan to the prison board for approval, so we know if there is a cost or not a cost. I don't know that I'm as concerned about getting money for things as I am to make sure we're not going to pay anything.
Right.
And just get it out of there. I mean, this is one of those items that has consistently come up for several years. Enough's enough, let's get the plan and let's get rid of it. So I would wanna see a plan,
Yeah, and one of
so
the,
we know.
just like with the container itself, I mean,
The
Ron, you're out
containers-
there by yourself, if the
Yeah.
door falls off, you'll be out of work, now we got nobody. You know what I mean, I think it's time to address, like it is a safety issue.
Now, I do have stuff stored in the trailer, which is the one with the bad door and stuff and the roof leaks and stuff. We do have some things stored in there, where I would go with some of that, if we
Well,
got
and
rid of
that's
the
the thing
trailer,
about it,
that's-
and like, I'm trying to figure
Yeah.
something out at my house, I wanna do something at my house.
We
Is
can
there any
store it at
like,
your house?
is there any,
Okay.
no, is there any like containers that we could buy, like people buy these containers? Something like that we could purchase it, you know, if it's a $2,000-3,000 item, or is it something like a bigger shed we could get? And I know we looked into that pole building
Right.
thing, that might be the way to go, because I think there is an issue with the salt. You're buying the salt per bag.
Right.
And we would, if we could buy it in bulk and keep it up there, then we would save a tremendous amount of money, so
We
that
would
might
save
be.
money on the salt
Yeah,
if we bought it by bulk, but then we'd also need a way to
right,
Load
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
load
you
it,
need a
and we
skid
need
loader or
and
something.
a bigger
Yeah.
spreader, cause right now the spreader I have is just a 10-bag spreader.
yeah,
I mean, moving, this year, it won't be too bad of an issue, cause I was told, like, for the training center, basically all I have to do is plow in and out and a couple parking spaces. But like for next winter, that's a lot to
Yeah.
plow over there.
and what do you have in there that you would need to keep, that you use all the time, is that where the mowers and everything are?
In the container, which is the one to the left when you're looking at them.
Okay.
That one is where I have the salt, we got the mowers, I got like the leaf blower and different
But
things
what's
like
in the
that.
trailer
In the
thing?
trailer, I know we have targets in there which they take for, training, for, certification. We have different targets in there, I have brooms, mops, different things like that.
You'll probably get one of them sheds.
That's what I mean, like a shed that we got for adult probation down, or what do we, or no, we had it for our snow blower and stuff down there, maybe that's something to check into a shed that's, you know, like a 12 by 16, that would be enough for everything. That might be the, or, I don't know.
But yeah.
Put it this way,
Well-
you tell us how much room you need, and if it's a 12 by
Well,
20 shed,
Well,
then that's what
I'll
we
go
got to
through and
do.
we'll have to eliminate what we can eliminate and.
Yeah.
You know, no
Go
matter
from
what
there.
size you get, you're gonna fill it.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
But Rocky, one of those shipping containers,
A Connex.
Well,
On the back
Yeah,
of the truck?
yeah, whatever, and I
That's
don't,
what, we have one of those now, and
Yeah.
that's where like the salt and stuff is
Okay,
stored.
yeah.
The only problem I have with that is that it sweats.
yeah,
Ah,
that's
So,
that's
like
trouble
the
with
salt,
that.
I keep plastic over, we store paper towels in there,
Right,
Yeah.
and I keep like a plastic tarp over, because some days it just rains in there from the
Oh.
temperature changes and stuff. And so that the paper towels don't get wet, and then they be shot, but yeah.
sure.
Long-term, it seems like that pole building would be
Yeah,
ideal. But
Yes.
but,
until we get to that point, you
So
might be able
now-
to get a stopgap in there
yeah,
to get us what we need and get all that stuff cleaned out. So I would look to you to give us a recommendation, and here's what we need to do, and let's, I mean, you already have most of the information, I don't know that it would take long, Rodney,
Yep.
and let's get it out.
Okay.
But along the maintenance questions, I've been asking this since I got on the board about, like Rocky said about preventative maintenance schedules. You know, just thinking about the HVAC system, the pump house, the kitchen and laundry fixtures, the lawn care equipment, the snow removal equipment, the roofing system, all those items that we seem to be having issues with in the worst time of year. And I see this pump house seems to be still an issue. I don't think we ever got a response from the manufacturer or the installer or the engineer, whoever it was, that was gonna tell us, do we have the right pumps, the wrong pumps, is it a manufacturing issue with the pumps? Design issue, like what is it that they keep failing?
yeah, and I don't know, and I don't wanna put it all to Wayne, but I think Wayne, didn't you get him that pump or the part to it?
Yeah, he had took a
And
look
I
at
don't
the
know
pump
whatever
and-
resolved out of
Yeah,
it,
I
I don't
do
know,
not-
you
I
know what I
do
mean?
not know.
I mean, I'll just talk to him if he found something out about that, or we have to have the guy come in and
I know
explain
before
it
the,
to us.
I know before the last month, we did have that pump replaced and everything, so that's been up and we've been running with 3 pumps
But I mean, isn't part of that problem, Rodney, is that you're pulling that water with that pump uphill from a significant distance?
Well, the well pump itself, which had gone back in, September, October, which had been in there for I don't know how many years, that's what pushes the water up to the tank. It's the 3 distribution pumps that take it from the tank into the different buildings. And it maintains your water pressure so that way your toilets will flush, because we have, it's not like it's a gravity fed toilet, they're all the Sloan valves and all that type, so you need a specific water pressure in order to flush the toilets. So we keep all the water pressure up with those pumps.
And like I said, when I looked at it before, the impellers looked like they were made out of an old
Yes.
tank. I mean, it wasn't
And-
what I
and
expected, that,
John
Would've been like a
Alvarez
cast
swears that
iron
he's
or-
had that same type of pump in place for 25 years.
yeah. So like, I wonder
But-
what it is there something pushing back into the pump that it gives more pressure, or what's happening with it? You think it's pumping, if it's pumping 100 gallons in a minute, well, they won't pump that,
Well, no,
but they're,
I don't think
aren't they
it's-
20 or,
They,
20.
like I said, they usually maintain the pressure at like 65 PSI, and they'll pump into the building 30, 40 gallons per minute, when the demand is there. And then like, most of the time it's just one pump running. If it's high demand, you'll see 2. It's rare that I've ever seen all 3 pumps run at once.
I mean, we had a problem down here at the railroad station, and here they didn't install the check valve, and it pushed pressure back into the
Well,
system. Is there-
I'm not sure they put check valves in
Well,
this
then
either.
maybe that could be the problem.
So we're using the same company over and over, right?
Mhm.
So is there a benefit to get an assessment done by another company who may be able to recommend something different, because we keep replacing
Because
these
that's the
things.
same company that did the work over at the training center as well.
Right, so why would we not look into getting a second opinion?
Yeah.
Right, to see if maybe something we didn't even think of, they are able to identify. I
Right,
mean,
because weren't all 3 pumps replaced like in the last year or so? Then we
Yes,
started to have
I
failures.
think
They,
were,
I
yeah.
think all 3 pumps were replaced
Yeah.
within the first year under warranty issues, and I believe that, I know pump 2 has gone a couple times, and I think 3, I'd have to go back to check all my records to see, when the last time, but I didn't,
And does the warranty start over with the replacement pump or no?
no, it did not. Except for this last pump that they did send us, they did not send us, they didn't charge for the last pump, just because we've been having issues.
I'd be in favor for getting a second opinion and assessing it.
And I'm just wondering,
Now,
like,
would that mean you would wanna go through a different engineer to get it assessed as well? I'm just,
I think if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, and we're expecting a different result, and it's not happening, that's not being effective. So to get another set of fresh eyes on it, from an engineering perspective or from an installer perspective, may give us the biggest bang for our buck, because something clearly is not working and they're unable to fix it. So that's just my thought.
Yeah, I'm not an engineer or anybody mechanical, but it just seems we have an awful high failure rate
yeah.
for new equipment.
And then, like I said, it could be something as simple as a check valve, because I said, what is stopping that from getting, I mean, once it stops, there could be a back flush or whatever to it, that's putting more pressure there than it should. And like I said, down here at the train station, we had sort of a similar problem, and check valve was not installed. So I don't know, and I don't know if our county engineer, if he could actually see, okay, this is how it's supposed to be designed, maybe you ought to just have him look at it and say, okay, that's our question, should there be a check valve on here, or is there one?
I think we won't know until we take a different look at it.
Yeah, and maybe that's what I'll have to do, we'll just have to notify them and say, hey, go down and look at it, see what you think, or who should look at it, and take their opinion on who should, if there's an engineer that we have to get in to look at it, then bring them in. But like I said, this is down, and one of these times, what happens if 3 of them go at one time again? Then we have these 5 tankers coming in that we gotta, the cost.
Right, so what's the plan on this? Is there gonna be a motion to have, a different engineer come in and look at it?
Who are we using now?
Well, I think maybe if we, I mean, I don't know how you would handle this, Ellie, have our county engineer look at it and refer to another engineer firm that could help us out with a second opinion on it. I don't know what, I think that would probably be the proper way, So maybe that's what we can do, and do we really need a motion for that? No,
No, we
we're-
could,
no,
no, you could direct Rodney to do it, it's just.
Yeah,
it comes
well,
up for
we'll
payment,
just
or
do-
that we're recommending that somebody else look at it.
I mean, we can have Ellie, I guess, or somebody send, our engineer a memo that he should come down and look at it and contact Rodney.
Yeah, and I mean, to do a full assessment of the system as it stands, and then I guess make recommendations if anything needs to be different, and if that's out of his bailiwick, then I think he should make a recommendation as to who is better qualified to come in and do an assessment.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like Mark said, I think we're gonna continue to have this issue, we're gonna replace these things constantly, and then when they go, it's just the potential to cost more money, it just goes through the roof.
Okay, anything else for Rodney?
No, that's it, I think.
Anybody else have any questions on it? Okay, any work release,
If I am done, I will be leaving.
Okay,
thanks
thank you.
Rodney.
Thank you.
Work release report?
Okay, we give the work release report for Mr. Schubert, he's on vacation this week. Excuse me. Work release program consisted of 8 inmates that are on November 17th through December 21st. Right now, we have 4 inmates on the work release program. The net income for the month was $14,061.17, and he has listed the disbursement on the sheet below, on the sheet that you have in your packet.
Any questions on the work release report? Plan of action committee? Yeah.
Just a couple, updates, and I'll ask the warden or deputy warden to add anything that I may miss. Just to start, give the warden and deputy warden, and I think it was Samantha from HR, some kudos, excellent job with the job fair. I think it was successful, and I would strongly suggest that you schedule another one as soon as possible so that you're able to build your bench and that you have people waiting in the wings to bring in should you need it. I didn't hear anything back on the status of the camera maintenance agreement with Johnson Controls that was submitted. I think I submitted that to Ellie. We were going back and forth with the solicitor. I think I instructed JCI in an email to send a different terms or how you wanted them, Bob. I didn't know if you got that.
Yeah, I don't think we got the,
I have to look.
yeah, I don't think we got the.
I don't know if they
terms and
addressed it.
See, because you sent the revised one, and there were no terms and conditions, which makes no sense. There should be like
Yeah.
some standard terms and conditions which apply to the governmental entities, which, you know, have different indemnification requirements and things like that. So I think we just gotta follow up with JCI and get those.
So if it works for you, I'll reach out to Bob Fidium and tell him to get in contact with you. And then maybe just through a couple minute conversation, he understands clearly what you need and he can get it to you.
Was that a PA state contract or a CoStar's?
I thought it was PA state, but I'm not 100%
Well,
sure.
whichever one it is, those are the terms and conditions that should apply to the quote. Okay?
Yeah, and they've done it for other things. We use
Yes.
them for a lot of things, so this isn't a new thing for them.
Yeah, it's just, sometimes they get mixed up on their end, so I just wanna be sure that we have the right terms and conditions. Yeah, it should be a quick fix, if you could just have them get in touch with me,
Absolutely.
I'll turn that around. I'll be in the office, I'll be in the solicitor's office all day tomorrow.
Okay. I don't have a status of the tablets, although I think your assistant deputy warden that was at security committee said that you were working on the time to get them to come here to do a presentation.
Yeah, we've given them dates of the next couple of meetings and see if they can work it into their agenda.
And that will be a presentation with everything that you are recommending go on those tablets, to include the Zoom-like technology that the DA and public defender, everybody can use, right?
Correct.
Okay. We talked about the garbage removal plan. You guys did give, Derek sent me spots, so we thought it was a good idea because the new training center got approved by Texas State and the FBI to be a training site for the active law enforcement response to active shooter situations, to include the prison in that. So there will be 4 slots allotted, so we took care of that. you gentlemen, again, missed the, security meeting this week, but there were, in the minutes that I sent, the, follow-up items for the tabletop exercise. So, and I know we've all been busy, I would just ask that you, if there's something assigned to you, put it on your, to-do list so that we can start getting responses for that. And then was, just another question, was there a update on getting your folks, additional folks trained in live scan?
Yeah, we are going to, we have some issues with our live scan operator at the jail being out for a few days.
Okay.
But we're gonna get that taken care of, yeah.
Okay. I believe that's all I have. The other things that we were talking about, plan of action committee related to polycoms, things like that, that was all, included in their budget for next year, I believe, in your budget request. So, that can be addressed through your budget process and all those kinds of things. I think that's all I have, unless you guys have anything else, I guess.
Thank you, Dan. Warden's report.
Okay, the warden's report is from November 1st of 2022 to November 30th. We had 74 male admissions, 29 female admissions, 63 male releases, 32 female releases. As of 11:30, we had 114 males in the facility, 27 females, for a total of 141. Average population for that time period was 164. For the month of November, total admissions in 22 were 1,017. Our transports, we had 4 hospital runs, two runs to OBGYNs and 7 specialists for a period of 13. And we had 12 days of hospital duty that was covered by our officers.
I have a question. Warden, what would you attribute the, I would say, a decrease in prison population? Not that that's a bad thing, of course, from what's historically seemed to always been really quite high for the last few years. I know COVID was a factor.
COVID is a factor, but I think some of the things that the courts are doing with alternatives to sentencing, the drug court, veterans court, maybe anything else, Mike, anything I'm forgetting? But that's been a big help for us.
Yeah.
Good.
And we've been kind of reactive quickly on bench warrants with the help of the courts and our petitions to dismiss that we had a lot more of, rather than having somebody wait there a number of days until
Right.
they have their hearing, or, we're getting rid of those a little bit earlier.
Good. What is prison capacity?
247.
247.
Oh, I know, before I got there, we've exceeded 247.
Yeah, I think
Over
we're.
300, I believe.
Well, I think since I was there, I think there was 2, like, pretty high in the 2s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, and that's too much, like, I mean, even I think exceeding 200 is a lot to handle, I mean, from the staff and everything we have. But I said, I have to make a comment, like, I mean, it hasn't been like this, I don't think, for years. In the last couple months, and I said, with the courts and the DA and everybody, I think something's working there.
Yeah. It wasn't like this when I left 11, 12 years ago.
No.
It wasn't like this.
No,
Yeah.
no, so something's working, I can't put my finger on it, but I think it is through the courts and different programs that are going through.
And it falls along the lines too, I think, with the, we have a meeting set up for, with, the mental health people. So we're trying to keep, because they tend to take up a lot of time staying there. And, we're working on identifying what issues we have and what resources we'll have available, coming up with a plan to make sure that we're not sitting on people up there that have mental health issues.
If you need a hand, let me know, because I just got appointed for that in January as the chair of the Carver Monroe Pike Drug and Alcohol and Mental Health.
Congratulations.
So, well, I don't know if it's a congratulations, but, and I was the vice chair, but I think it's like, if you need anything, I think we have to start working with them a little bit more, and they're limited too. I mean, with, like, the big thing is to place people, where do you put them?
Right.
I mean, you got Norristown and that's it, and then it's like you have to have a major order, a presidential order to get people in there, so it's like, it's tough.
It did help for us with prime care, because they don't sit around as long.
Yeah,
The
exactly,
rest starts
yeah,
rolling out.
yeah, and it looked like it was a more dollar-wise investment, but these are one of the things that we did that it is paying off in the end.
Yeah,
I think we sent 3 people in the past month.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any questions for the ward? I guess it would be a motion to adopt the ward's report.
Motion.
Motion made, second Mark, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. Do we need an executive session? No
I don't
executive?
think so.
We'll move to personnel report. Here's a copy of the personnel report from November 17th, 2022 to December 21st, 2022. Any questions on the personnel report? Oh, I guess we adopt the personnel report.
Just,
Anybody see anybody on there today?
just a question about the personnel report. Was it after the interviews from the job fair, the background checks, has it been smooth to get all those candidates in? Like where, are we close to having them start? Because I didn't see that in the personnel report.
Actually, 4 of them from the job fair already started.
Yeah, they're there.
Great, okay.
Yeah, we approved them, I think, last week, wasn't it? Wasn't it, or wasn't the recommendation for that on last week?
Yeah, I'm trying to think, our
Yeah, I think-
personnel report.
No, it should be on, usually they send down this personnel report for you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, but the ones that already started already. Yeah, that.
They've already been approved.
Yeah, they've been approved already.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's a weird thing, like it's weird that you hired 7 people in one day.
Yeah.
I mean, it took the process to get it, but it's like, that's gotta be a record for Garfield County too, to have 7 people eligible to be hired.
Okay, then I guess a motion will be in order to approve the personnel report under the conditions set forth in that document.
Motion.
Second.
And second by Rocky, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Okay. Any new business?
Yeah, I had, I put on there a COVID update, and we had a call it small outbreak about 2 weeks ago. We had 5 cases, but as of today, we have no cases in the jail. And the other business was the updated 7 annual agreement. I will withdraw that from the new business. I'll take care of that on next month, okay?
Okay.
Which was that?
The 7 agreement, we didn't send down the board action yet. So we take care of that.
7 is the communication you have to make when somebody.
Yeah, no, I thought we, yeah, I got that. I got a copy of that. Is there, you wanna send it out for next month?
It's too late for tomorrow.
For tomorrow, okay, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
too late for tomorrow to get on the commissioners for adoption, all right. Well, we could recommend adoption on that. I reviewed it, it's the same as last year, there's no cost involved. Bob, did you review it?
The 7 contract?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I looked
it's
at
the same one that, the
Yeah,
district
yeah.
attorneys, I guess you get a copy of it, but I get it through the district attorneys association.
it. Yeah, I looked it over, it's fine.
Well, how comfortable do we feel, cause it's the same one as last year with, you know, there's no cost, do we recommend the commissioners approve it, and then it gets on the next available,
Yeah,
Okay.
okay?
which would probably go on next week then, anyway. Well,
Just to get it out of the way that it's out
yeah,
of our hands with
yeah,
it.
okay, alright.
So I'll entertain a motion that we recommend the commissioners. Mark, second? I'll second it. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? That motion carries.
I have 2 items for new business. The first one, I know we talked about it before in here, but it came up in security meeting this week, so I feel it's important to bring it up here about figuring out some kind of a plan for a guard shack at the entrance coming in there. It continues to be unsecured, so I'm not sure what the overall plan for that should be, so I would maybe look to you guys to come up with a recommendation and see where that goes. And then the second item relates back to the job fair. We did have a grant meeting with drug and alcohol, and they said they're still having difficulty filling those positions. I would imagine the same exists for mental health as well. So I'm wondering, and had suggested to them, is it beneficial when you schedule another job fair to put those specific positions on the poster for the job fair and and then have someone from drug and alcohol or mental health or both available on the day of the interviews for the job fair. So then not only are you looking to build your bench, but you're gonna build their bench. They would, I believe, hire them, and then they're still assigned to your facility, but that may get some different candidates that maybe they're not getting or they're not attracting. I don't think it will hurt anything. You know, when you did the last job fair, we had no idea how many people were gonna show up. It was a shorter time frame. I think if you plan a little further out into January, you have more time to advertise, get that to some different entities to advertise and publicize. And if you work with them to include their open positions, I think maybe that benefits everybody, which ultimately benefits the population up there. So just a suggestion, you know, something to consider, you know, if and when you do that next job fair.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Okay, and back to what you had brought up about the security or the guard check or whatever. I know probably it doesn't encompass entirely the prison board because you have your comm center up there and you have the training center. But I guess it would be something to refer to the commissioners. I don't know if you need something formally from us to consider that. You're gonna need to, for liability purposes, I'm sure it was already addressed or you guys had discussions on it, on securing that attractive nuisance of a training center tower, because nobody's really back there manning it. And you're gonna need to gate that, and it doesn't make sense to gate that when you have, that comm center is in the event of any type of emergency, it's the command center, which you want that secured, and obviously, I feel that I'm hoping I'm speaking for the whole prison board, that we feel that, you know, the prison it needs to be secured that way. Just people being able to drive right down isn't, you know, and what we've had with the hunters and people parking up there, I think we don't want everybody driving down that road. So, you guys could, as a commissioners, take a look into that and see if there's any options available. I think you kill 3 birds with 1 stone, and it may make it easier, if you're gonna do it, to secure one, secure all 3 and get it done in 1 shot. I know you probably were just thinking a gate down there, and maybe that's a possibility.
Well, I
with
think
code
we
or
did
something.
discuss a little bit before, is there gonna be like a buzzer in the prison that they can let a person in, is there gonna be a buzzer? You know, how's it actually gonna be set up? It's like,
Well, and I think there's,
not just stick a ticket booth there, you
No,
know what I
no.
mean?
there's a couple options. Each one will have separate costs associated with it.
Yeah.
I think you have 2 goals. You have to look at the highest level of security and the lowest cost that gives you the most effect. So, you know, there's several options to accomplish that.
So I guess on behalf of the prison board, we asked if the commissioners could take a look at that. Okay, any other new business? Old business? Any correspondence? Oh, you got a report.
No report.
Why not?
Do you want a
Yeah, like
17-page
do something,
PowerPoint?
you're
I'll
every meeting, you
bring one
has
next
it on
time.
your solicitor's report. That means
His
you got a
report
report
is, he
something.
has no report.
Alright, is there any further business?
No.
Alright, then, this meeting will be, deemed to be adjourned. Thank you, gentlemen, for showing up, and